Hello there, Lindsay here, the Frugal Crafter. Time for Sat Chat. Are we rolling? We are. We're doing good. Oh boy, I'm so glad it's Friday. Oh my gosh, I don't know what kind of week you've had, but I am ready for the weekend. Even though what is weekend? Time is arbitrary. It's been so arbitrary for the last year or so, but I am definitely glad it's weekend. On the weekend, I try to actually try to stay out of my office and just kind of chill and hang out with my family. I have an art table upstairs in my bedroom that if I feel like doing some art, I can, but it's not work art, it's just kind of like fun and relaxing art. Not that this isn't fun and relaxing, but you know what I mean, I'm not filming, basically. And actually, I asked my husband to put some shelves up in front of my art table because I had just like a drafting table. It was in my office before we put the addition on because we had to tear down the garage, put up the addition, and my office was in the garage. It was built in, a room built in the garage, and so that drafting table is upstairs, and I would have my a clipboard, and I'd have all my stuff just stacked on this clipboard. It would have like, you know, maybe some magazines I want to pull reference images out of, and my sketchbook and watercolor paints, and then I had some baskets of watercolor, of just regular colored pencils, my other Prismacolors. And that was just all on the surface of the desk, and then the cat would hop up there and would like sleep on the desk and stuff. So I'm like, it would be so nice to have this stuff up on a shelf or something, so that way if I wanted to angle the drafting table so I could actually sit up and have better light on it, that would be really, really handy. So Jason put up a couple floating shelves for me. I really like the way they look, and I just reviewed some markers. The review, well, actually I reviewed them, they haven't gone up yet. The video will go up I think next week. I'm thinking maybe Monday in a couple days, if I remember when I scheduled it for. And anyways, I really like the markers, and the set was a nice, really comprehensive collection. It was a nice set, and I had, and oh my gosh, math, I had ahead in my mind that, well, first I was just going to take the marker case and just set them on their side on the shelf because they come in really nice cases. But then I was like, oh, I have those marker trays that I used to use in my office. They were the Crafter's Companion ones, and I had 4 clear trays that held 48 markers, and I had 6 black trays that held whatever 6 times 12 is markers, and I could stack them up, and I could easily, so there were 10 trays that hold 12 markers. So I was thinking, okay, I've got a set of 108 markers and I've got a set of 24 markers. That's going to fit no problem. Math is not my strong suit, friends. So I put the trays up and I'm putting my markers. I'm like, why isn't this working? I've got 12 extra markers. Why won't this work? So then I thought, well, I know. I was looking at my marker rack. It was sitting on my shelf, on the bottom shelf, and there was just enough space between the 2 shelves for 1 marker tray. And I was like, I know, I'll go on Amazon, I'll order 1 marker tray. You can't just order 1 marker tray. You can order 6 marker trays, and it's only $22 for 6 marker trays, but I didn't want all the extra. Of course, if I had the 6 marker trays and I could get rid of the clear ones and they could all be black, but I was like alternating them so it looks like they're mismatched on purpose. Anyway, so like, I'm not gonna buy 6 marker trays, that's ridiculous. So instead, I decided to build a tray to match out of plexiglass, and it's up there, and I think as long as you don't look too closely, it looks fine. It looks like it belongs there. You know, just don't go examining it too much. But anyways, I did a tutorial on that, and that will be up sometime. I thought about putting it up on Friday, which is today, which would be yesterday for you guys watching this, because this is going to go up on Saturday. But I didn't because I've had a video going up like every day practically this week, maybe even this month. I don't think I usually put a video up on Fridays, and the reason for that is that my watercolor tutorials have not been as popular, and to post another video right after that, like within 24 hours or 24 hours after that, it will just kind of kill any views on the watercolor one because YouTube will stop promoting that one, and they also don't promote the next video too much if the previous one does badly. So I'm trying to give a little more space to those watercolor tutorials to get a little more traction before I post the next video, so they so it doesn't tank my channel. So it's kind of frustrating because, you know, I do put some time into those watercolor tutorials. When they don't do well, it's rather frustrating. But then I read and I think, well, maybe I shouldn't even bother. People are not interested in the long tutorials, otherwise they would watch them. But then the comments of the people that do watch them are really great, and they're like, thank you so much for this long tutorial, it really helps me out, my painting came out great. You know, so it's kind of like, it's like I don't want to not post them for the people that really enjoy and appreciate them, but on the other hand, if it's making it that people can't even see what I'm posting because YouTube doesn't recommend my stuff anymore because the video does bad, it's like it's kind of like double-edged sword, I guess. It's I guess, would that be a double-edged sword? I don't know, but it's frustrating. So it was interesting. I was doing a little YouTube research, and I was noticing these, like, a YouTuber I follow had been putting up these 1-minute videos or under 1-minute videos, and I was seeing them in my subscription feed. I don't think I saw them like recommended. I actually did see one recommended on my homepage, but I usually just go to my subscription feed because I want to see, this is a novel idea, I want to see the people's videos who I subscribe to when I go to YouTube. YouTube doesn't think that's what we want to see. They show us random stuff on the homepage. But anyway, I go to the, welcome to my rant about YouTube. So I go to went to my sub feed, and I was seeing these 1-minute videos, and I click on it, and I was always kind of disappointed that they were only a minute. It's like, oh shoot, I would have watched that for much longer. And they are YouTube shorts. And if you upload a video, and you have to film it vertically, like a phone, you know, or your camera turned sideways, I guess. You have to film it vertically, and it's got to be under, you have to actually make it under 58 seconds because YouTube adds a couple seconds when you upload it, and then you've got to put like hashtag shorts in the title or in the description somewhere, and YouTube promotes the heck out of those, especially on mobile. And I don't know if they're going to show up on like regular YouTube, like on desktop or laptop, but yesterday I was on my phone, and I saw when I clicked on it, it was an art tutorial. It was, you know, under a minute long. It was never a channel I'd even heard of, but YouTube had put it in front of me. And then like as soon as you start watching it, a little like subscribe comes up, little subscribe button, so you can subscribe to that channel if you want. And then just rolls right into the next video, which is it was another art channel that I'd never heard of before that put a short up in it, and so on and so forth. It just keeps rolling on to the next one, like TikTok. I'm not on TikTok. I have no plans to try out TikTok. I can barely manage my blog, my YouTube channel, my Teachable School, and the few social medias that I'm already on. But I think that's what YouTube is trying to do. So I am considering experimenting with that format because YouTube is showing it to people. They're putting it in front of eyeballs, and I have a very difficult time reaching my subscribers, let alone new people. So something I may be trying, so if you start seeing 1-minute videos, don't worry, they're not replacing anything, but they're a last-ditch attempt to get people to watch my tutorials, to get the word out there, kind of. Because I mean, let's be honest, I've got 500,000 subscribers, but I'm lucky to get, you know, 1 or 2% of them to watch a video. So it's very frustrating after putting in like 11 years of work on the channel. So I don't mean to complain. I know you don't come here for, you know, my tale of woe, but so if you see some short videos on there, that's what it is. I'm not like changing my format, but it's, you know, it's kind of like a promotional tool, hopefully, that will help grow my channel, or help, you know, kind of get it where it should be. I think for having gotten so many people to subscribe, you'd think they want to see the videos. I don't know. Maybe people just hit subscribe willy-nilly. Who knows? Who can say? But, you know, I think I might experiment with that a little bit. So don't freak out if you start seeing 1-minute videos on my channel. They're not taking place of anything. They're just kind of, they'll probably be like, you know, I don't know, like maybe the most enticing clip of a tutorial. I don't know, because I also see people that are posting them instead of their tutorials, and not like posting them and saying watch a longer one here. Although some channels are. I don't know. I don't know what works. I feel so like out of the loop, out of what's popular. And by the way, I think I hit a button on my camera and I look like a ghost. I think I accidentally hit the intelligent auto button? I don't know. And then there was like a little button with a plus by it, so I clicked on the plus because it's supposed to make things better. But I think it might just be blowing everything out. I'm not sure. But anyway, so if I look like a ghost today, that's why. Oh, I didn't just, you know, douse myself in baby powder or anything. Let's see. I did make a list because, you know, I don't really have anything to talk about. And honestly, I started this video earlier, and I decided that I was back. I wasn't feeling it, guys. I wasn't feeling it, so I decided just to back out of it. And I don't remember what I talked about in that clip, and if I've talked about it in this clip yet. So, so there we are. So I guess I won't talk about that topic. It wasn't anything to write home about, so don't worry about it. You're not missing anything. I started a diet this week because I just want to get back on track, doing a little intermittent fasting, which I know everybody is, aren't they? It's like the hot thing. It's been like the hot thing for a couple of years, but basically it's because I have a big appetite, and if I can just to start off, just getting back on track, just trying to wait till, well, no, not trying, I am waiting till 11 o'clock to have my first meal, eating a huge salad and maybe some leftovers if there are any, and then having a normal dinner at like 5:30, and then so from 6 p.m. until 11 a.m. not eating. So try to kick that fat burning into action. And you know, the first half of the week I was very, you know, energized, lots of energy, you know, and now I'm like, I'm at the point where it's like you start to feel weak and sluggish, and you're like walking the dog like, oh, I can't make it, it's too tiring. But it's a, you know, short-term pain for long-term gain or loss or whatever. So yeah, I had a big salad today, and I had a couple slices of leftover vegan pizza that I made last night. Yesterday I had a big salad and tomato soup for lunch, and the day before I think I had soup and an English muffin. So yeah, I mean, it's nothing crazy, nothing dangerous, but yeah, yearly physical coming up. It's getting real, folks. It's getting real. My jeans were tight last week, so I was like, ooh, I need to nip it in the bud. The holidays were rough. Actually, no, the holidays were great. I just got some candy. I usually don't have candy because it's hard to find good vegan candy. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it. I've been bulking and batching up projects the last couple of weeks. I've been filming a lot of stuff ahead of time because I want to finish up the oil painting class that I've been working on, but I just need like a solid week of working on nothing but that class to wrap it up. And so I've been trying to film extra videos every week for the past couple of weeks so that I can have like a week and a half or you know, at least a full week where I don't have to film anything except for Sat Chat, and then another week where I don't have to film much, because it's very difficult to switch tasks like that if you're trying to do a course where you want the whole course to have the same feeling, vibe, and flavor. So to switch from like working on oil painting to, you know, working on card making or working on watercolor or whatever, plus not to mention you have to tear down and reset everything up. So I want to be able to set up my oil stuff and then film the rest of the segments I need to film and get that all done in one chunk of time so that I don't have to keep setting up and tearing down. And so hopefully I could probably even do that next week. I do have a lot of stuff filmed ahead of time. Something that's been really popular with viewers has been the this is so silly. It's not really silly, I guess, but it's very interesting that this is popular. But it's been going through my art supply collection and showing like all of the different options I have of a type of product, and then going through and saying what ones I like the most, what ones I don't like the most, what I would recommend, what I would buy again, what I wouldn't, that sort of thing. And I've done the, well, I did the alcohol marker one back in December, but I did water-based markers, I did colored pencil, well, I did colored pencils a while back too. I did a live stream of that last fall, watercolor palettes, gosh, I've forgotten already. Well, let's see, watercolor pencils, watercolor crayons. I've filmed embossing powders and glittery sequin things. What else have I done? Oh, I don't know. It's on my channel if it's published, but those have been very popular. So that's kind of neat. I mean, I think people are kind of curious, first of all, like what is out there. And of course, I don't have all the things, which some people are like, how come you don't have all the things? It's like, I got enough things. I got plenty of things, guys. Really? You think I should have more things? I have plenty of things. But that's been kind of interesting. Something I found out that I just saw an ad for, and I thought it was really interesting. In my email, I got an email, like we're just one of those, you know, promotional newsletter emails from Arteza, and they are coming up with new markers. They're the Everblend markers, but they're coming out with a new coloring system, like numbering system, so that they're kind of like Copic. I mean, their chart that they emailed out, and their little like explanation of like the color group, the blending family, and the saturation level or the lightness level. I mean, it looks so much like the Copic chart. It's like, wow, they are really going after that. And so I emailed them to ask them if there was going to be like a cross-reference chart between the new markers they're releasing, because they're expensive. They're like, they look like the same Everblend markers, but they are quite a bit more. And I don't know if they're expensive now because they don't have them in stock yet, so they're trying to like maybe dampen excitement. But I'm hoping that they'll put out a cross-reference chart. So if like GY03 is equivalent to, you know, grass green or whatever, something like that, so that people won't feel like they need to rebuy all those markers, because a lot of people have like the 120 set of the assorted colors plus the 36 skin tone set and the 36 gray tone set. So it would really be a shame if, you know, then they release a whole new thing where there's no like support for the old thing. So I did email them about that, but I didn't get a straight answer. So so I think that probably the person I was talking to didn't really know what was up there. But it's something interesting. I think really that would be a game changer if one of these less expensive brands came in with a good numbering system, like a very logical system. Actually, though, the markers I'm reviewing on Monday have a pretty good numbering system that I thought was pretty nice. So so keep your eyes peeled for that video. And let's see. Oh, I think I've talked about a lot of the stuff. Oh, so one project I'm thinking about undertaking, or having my husband undertake with his woodworking skills, is redoing this marker rack right here, because this is made from foam core. It's really a little too short, and sometimes I go to pull out a couple markers and I start like a marker avalanche, and I would really want the sides of that rack to be probably like an inch and a half deeper, like longer. And I want the little dividers to kind of tilt up at an angle. I have some foam core underneath the rack to kind of tilt it up a little bit, but I still see some of them wanting to slide out. That was meant just as a canvas divider, so I could let my oil paintings have a place to dry, my smaller oil paintings, a place to dry. And I just kind of repurposed it there because I needed something in here for my water-based markers. And I used to have water-based on one side and alcohol on the other, but I had some sets that I wanted to put in here, and anyway, I outgrew my old situation. So I want to redo that at some point, or have Jason redo it with wood, which would probably be a much better idea than hot glue and foam core. But hot glue and foam core are surprisingly durable and strong. So that's on the list after I finish the oil painting class. I get so distracted. I've been like, this year, I've been like, I want to just make things that I want to make. I want to make things that I'm inspired to make. I don't want to be creating stuff that I feel like I'm obligated to create, or yeah, I want more of the joy of art, less of the job of art, I guess. And so I've been doing a lot of things like that inspire me, and I've gotten a lot of videos filmed ahead of time because I've been doing, just kind of like jumping from interest to interest and doing things that I find that I'm passionate about, which is great. But then if you do have a long-term project, it can be very like, you kind of very easily kind of derail things. So so it hasn't been great for my focus. It's been great for productivity, I guess. But yeah, I want to make things that I am excited about, because I think if I make things that I'm excited about, then other people will be excited about too. So that's what I've been trying to do. That's what I've been doing this year. Whether it translates or not, I have no idea. But yeah, but that's what I've been doing. I just finished this piece of art today, and I really like how it came out. It's rocks. It's like stones, colorful stones, done in pan pastel. And that's going to be up in time-lapse form for Sketchbook Sunday, and the real-time version of that is being uploaded as we speak to Critique Club, so there'll be a long version lesson in there for Critique Club members, and I'll link to that in case anybody is interested in joining. There are like 50 lessons, 50 long format narrated lessons in Critique Club, and if you join, you have access to all of them. There's 2 new ones every month, so you get a lot of bang for your buck. If you're looking for art training over a variety of media, because it is kind of a mixed media group, any media, it's an all media group, I should say, not mixed media necessarily, but all media. You can mix your media, I do mix media, but there's tutorials for every different type of media, so not every type of media. You know what I mean, you know what I mean. You get it, right? You get it. Have I not talked about anything here on my list? Actually, I think there are a couple things I didn't talk about because I was like, that's not a very good topic. That's kind of wah-wah. Oh, so this week's dance, so I've been teaching myself how to dance. I decided to do the Grease medley, and that was fun. That's been my favorite dance I've learned so far. I did All That Jazz 2 weeks ago. Last week I did Thriller, and this week was the Grease medley. And I have to say, Thriller was the hardest, and the Grease medley was the most fun. I think All That Jazz might have been the easiest. I'm not sure. That for me anyway. I don't know. I guess everybody's a little bit different, but it's fun. I think I'm going to make a playlist of all of my, all of the ones that I've learned, so that I can like have a bunch of back-to-back ones that I can dance already. So you know, getting a good workout. So that's what I'm doing for additional exercise other than walking the dog, to go with my, you know, I don't want to say New Year's resolutions. I don't really make New Year's resolutions, but I always constantly strive to have goals. So that's my goal now, learn how to dance. Only because I want to learn how to dance. Not that I plan to go dance anywhere or go to a dance. I certainly will not be having any recitals or anything, but just kind of have a hobby that I have no intention of monetizing or doing for anyone but myself. The only formal dance training I have ever had, I took ballet in my 20s, and I took ballroom dancing in my 20s, and that's it. That's the only formal dance training that I've ever had. I'm not a naturally graceful person, so it's fun, it's challenging, I'm enjoying it. So there you go, and it's free tutorials on YouTube, so anybody can learn. You just, you know, look up the type of dance you're looking to learn. I think tap would be fun too. I don't have any tap shoes though, which is probably a good thing. I'd probably drive my family insane, but. Jazz dance, so many jazz dance tutorials, and I think that's my style. I think if I was ever going to take dance class again, I would take tap or jazz. That would be fun. Do you remember that movie from the 90s with Liza Minnelli, and it was I think it was called Steppin' Out, and Shelley Winters was in it. She's so funny. She played this grouchy piano player, and Liza Minnelli was kind of like a washed up dancer, I think, and she starts this like class in a community center or a church or something like that, and so there's all these like middle-aged housewives that are kind of taking her dance class, and I'm pretty sure they all find their empowerment or something like that. But I think, as I recall, it was a really funny movie. I haven't seen it since, I think it was one of the teachers that taught with me at the senior center that recommended it to me back in the, that would have been late 90s, early 2000s. And it was funny. I've been trying to find it. Sometimes I hear about a really good movie, or I remember a movie, and you think with all the streaming services that are out there that you would be able to find these movies easily. But that's not always the case. I think I could rent it on something, Amazon or Vudu or something. But why is it that watching a movie seems like such a commitment nowadays? Have you found that? Like, I will sit and I will scroll on Netflix for like half an hour, or I will just kind of scroll on YouTube, you know, it's like, or I'll watch a YouTube video, because like, that's not a commitment. I can watch, you know, I can watch 10, 20-minute videos, no problem, but to watch an hour-and-a-half movie now, I don't know if I got time for that. we have such a problem with commitment in this day and age, I think. Is there anything else? I'm trying to even remember what I posted this week, because I've been doing videos ahead of time. Oh guys, you know what? Here's the video. Here's the artwork that I did for that tutorial this week. The bunny. I hope this is not overblown. I think I might have messed up a setting in my camera. But gosh, that does look pretty bright. But that bunny, full hour-long tutorial for that, will take you through all the steps. It's not too fast. If you want to check that out, that was posted Thursday, so it's probably the most recent video on my channel before this one. And I used the Camel watercolors again, those really inexpensive ones. They're like $17 for 24 5-milliliter tubes on Amazon. And they sold out, but then they got them back in, so that's good. And I'll have a review for those. You know, I'm not sure if it might be the Camel watercolors I have scheduled to go up on Monday. Maybe it's not the markers. I can't remember, guys. It'll be up at some point. But I was pretty impressed with them. I think they're quite a lovely paint for so inexpensive. They smell bad when you first open them and you squeeze them out into your palette, but once they dry and you re-wet them, there's no odor. I don't know what it is, like binder or something. Probably something to reduce the cost, but it's not a problem after it dries out, which I thought was interesting. It dissipates. What else did I do this week? I posted the video on the trinket tag card. But I told you about that last week, so if you weren't interested last week, then you probably wouldn't be this week. And if you are, you probably saw it when I posted it. And I posted the watercolor pencil video this week. And no, I have not tried the Caran d'Ache Museum Aquarelles. A lot of people are asking me, Lindsay, how come you didn't show those? Like, I don't have them. I've never used them. I'm sure they're beautiful. All of the Caran d'Ache products are beautiful. I just don't have them. I have plenty. I have so many. Oh, so many. So many. I think that's it. I think that's all I have to say this week. I want to thank you so much for tuning in. And I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I hope you have a nice week ahead, and we will see you in the next video. Please give me a thumbs up before you go. And until next time, happy crafting. Bye.